We were young kids, like I was 16. We never knew that it's gonna lead us to this path.
They were talking about our reality as Palestinians as well and everything that we go through, but still they were also talking about something real.
People related to our art, related to our lyrics, felt with our lyrics, and that's why the connection was so strong.
There's a lot of censorship, there's a lot of thinking before you speak.
I wish I could escape it, I wish I could be an artist that writing only about love, about having fun, but I can't. We grow up as a very politically aware, and politics is a big part of our life.
You've been around since 1999, is that
Late
right?
1999, but I would say early 2000. It was a hobby for us, like we was writing lyrics. So we were young kids, like I was 16, recording my first song, and we never knew that it's gonna lead us to this path. But one of our friends, it's a funny story, one of our friends hacked our computer, stole all the music and released it. And we didn't even know about it. And
What an amazing friend!
Yeah. Now, we were mad at him back then, but now we understand that he did us a favor. Because they invited us to do a show in Nazareth, which is in the north of Palestine. We went there, and there's like 2,000 people singing our lyrics. And we were like, okay, we can make a career from it. we can start taking it seriously.
ألف ميم مرة العزيف قد الحق مدوسة فيش تزييف على القلب تغليف لا تقتحم ولا أي سياسة تخويف.
But it was also a process. It's a process, for us to grow up as musicians, as artists, and it takes us a bit of time to release our first official album. So from 2000 we released singles, but our first official album was in 2006. And we considered ourselves, just, expressing our art. Things just happened that people related to our art, related to our lyrics, felt with our lyrics because, we talk about them, we talk about their reality, about their feelings, and that's why the connection was so strong.
The album is called Ihda, that's the first album, and it's like one of my favorite albums ever.
Yeah.
And it tells, like, you can really get a grasp of like a lot of the reality of Palestinians. I hate the term Palestinians 48, but you get really a lot of you get a lot of understanding about the reality there by that album, because it was like very raw and very real, and go listen to it.
And we were like the pioneers of Arabic hip-hop, because back then there was no Arabic hip-hop. There was a few Arabic hip-hop happening in North Africa, specifically in Algeria, but there wasn't any Arabic hip-hop happening in West Asia, in Lebanon or Egypt or in Syria. So we were, the first people who did it, and now you are seeing that Arabic hip-hop is just huge. So it's exciting.
But it's interesting that you say that wasn't the ultimate mission. Obviously, you said you were kids, you were just writing your feelings, because I'll be honest, when I think of like hip-hop and music and resistance through music, I think of Damn. So it's very interesting that you said that it was just a bunch of kids like expressing their feelings and reality.
We are a bunch of very talented kids.
Sorry, bunch of very talented
Very
kids.
talented kids.
No, that's very true. And Maysa, you joined in 2016?
I joined in 2016, yeah. I was a huge fan of Dam when I was young, grew up on Dam's music. He said Dam is a hip-hop group, Dam is the hip-hop group.
It's the hip-hop
The
group.
hip-hop
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm trying to be modest, a bit shy.
Yeah,
You don't need to be modest here.
Yeah. No, for me, I grew up on Dam's music. When they started, like, you wouldn't hear of any Arabic hip-hop anywhere in the world. So it was such a refreshing thing and a different thing. It inspired me as well to make music. I started as a songwriter. I play guitar and I sing, but like Dam was always a source of inspiration to me. And then I joined the band.
Yeah.
How did that happen? Because joining a band that you watched when you were young is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
She had a better voice than all of us, and you know, she had great melodies, and yeah. Now she's leading it, kicking it.
I actually remember like one time I was I think 15, 16, and I knew I wanted to sing, and I went to my first Dam concert. It was in Haifa, and I was like, I'm gonna sing with them one day.
And growing up on their sound, like what did you see Dam as, and what is it now?
Like for me back then, I couldn't relate to anything Arabic going on in the moment. Today I love that music, yeah, but growing up I didn't relate to like the pop music at that time. That was like more mainstream pop music. I just couldn't relate to it, and I wasn't really finding music in Arabic that was actually telling my story, or that I was relating to. I used to listen to like more classical Arabic, but that's also like as a young person, you can't really relate to these stories. Dam came along, and suddenly there's someone talking, you know, like something that I can actually feel and actually relate to and understand, and other than that, like they were talking about our reality as Palestinians as well and everything that we go through, but still they were also talking about something real, you know. It wasn't just, you know, like a love song, or no disrespect to love songs, I love love songs, but like at that time I was like really thirsty for something real, you know, and Dam was exactly that. Like the lyrics was so refreshing, it was eye-opening. I think it shaped a whole generation. Like my generation was really very much affected by Dam's music back then.
You mentioned a lot about that you're documenting the reality. Can we talk a bit about that? Like, what is the reality for you as artists under occupation, essentially, and what kind of challenges do you guys face, just in general, that obviously artists from other parts of the world wouldn't?
We were supposed to have a show in a village named Rame, and the police decided that Dam shouldn't perform, and they just cancelled our shows. All the time we are dealing with this. Our reality is political, it's social, it's also personal. So when you listen to Dam music, you can hear songs like Imta Njawzak Yamma, but you can also hear songs that talking about the Palestinian struggle, the Palestinian Nakba, what's happening now in the reality. So, you know, us as an artist, this is our reality, and this is what we are bringing to our music. And our reality is complex. It's not just one thing. It's not black and white. And we cannot. I wish I could escape it. You know, I wish I could be an artist that writing only about love, about clubbing, about having fun, but I can't. It just, you know, we grow up as a very politically aware, and politics is a big part of our life, and we have to. It's something that painful for us, and as artists, it's something that we live every day, and that's why we are talking about it. But I hope one day we will be, you know, as people, we will be free, and there will become Palestinian artists who, you know, have nothing to do with politics and have nothing to do, you know, they are just being themselves.
I think there's a lot of struggles, there's a lot of censorship, there's a lot of thinking before you speak, there's a lot of thinking behind it, and a lot of, you put a lot of effort to be. There's always the question between being like a political artist or just an artist, and I think like each one of us, like Mahmood said, like we would love to be able to be just artists, but you cannot shake it. Like you cannot shake that reality off of you. And like for me, like I even talk about it, and there's always like this guilt feeling that like I'm talking about the struggles that we are facing, and at the same time it kind of feels like a little bit ridiculous, because like if you look at what is happening in Gaza, if you look at what is happening in the West Bank, like I don't want to like undermine it, but there's a lot you want to say, and there's a lot of things you want to do, but you are constantly being suppressed. If it's with the things that you can talk about, the situations that you are forced into البنية التحتية,
infrastructure.
the infrastructure of the music scene. Like if you talk to any Palestinian artist in the past 10 years, like it's a huge struggle. I'm sure it's a struggle for everyone, but wanting to get your music out to the world while being so disconnected from the world. Like also both of us, we're Palestinians, we hold Israeli ID, and we are like for me also the reality for the guys growing up in Led and the reality in Haifa is like almost completely different realities. And there's like a disconnection from the rest of the Arab world, and there's also the struggle of like trying to make it as an artist and be also like into the scene, but it's always like like he said, like you want to write a love song, but you can't shake it, and at the same time you're being recognized for being Palestinian, but at the same time you want to be recognized for being an artist, and yeah, but mainly now since the genocide, I would say like the biggest struggle we are facing is censorship.
It is honestly like a very difficult thing to be an artist, let alone having the idea of like Palestinian resistance tied to you, because when I look at comment sections, it's always a mix. Sometimes people are like in awe of what's happening, and other times it's like, how is this helping Palestine? Mm-hmm. What do you say to people that view the world in that way?
I have to say just one thing before I completely answer that, that for us, like we talk about the struggles, I'm going to talk about me personally. We are aware of the struggles, and we know that there's like a love-hate relationship with being like recognized as Palestinian artists. We're booked a lot of times because we are Palestinians and because we're from Palestine. And because we talk about politics and all of that, and yes, like that, we would love to be recognized as artists as well. But for me personally, I am very much aware that I have a huge privilege to be able to talk when our people are being killed, when our people are unable to speak, unable to reach anywhere, and I feel, privileged to be able to speak, because not everyone has that option, and not everyone can speak out. So. Yeah, it's difficult, but it's at this situation and with the genocide and with everything happening in Palestine, I feel like everything, it's irrelevant kind of, and I'm just happy to be able to like talk about it and talk about the realities, and talk about what our people are going through and what we are going through, and like the complexity of the Palestinian people and the differences between like where you are and the different struggles and all of that. So I'm very thankful, honestly. And yeah, I think being born Palestinian, you kind of have to like you're just presented with a responsibility and a struggle, and you find the best way to deal with it and to make like the best thing out of it.
How does it feel having that responsibility on your shoulders? Because obviously music is a form of expression, but sometimes people think this is not the right way to express yourself. So my question was just like, what's your answer to people that view the world that way?
At first, I don't feel like I don't want to have this responsibility on my shoulder. I'm just, I'm being an artist and I'm being a musician. It just happened that I'm also Palestinian, and this is the timeline where I was born, and this is what I'm talking about. But I don't say that I change the world, or my music will change everyone and my music. I'm just being, myself, expressing my reality through art. For people, people have, everyone have his own opinion, everyone have his own thought. We think that culture is very important, music is very important, humanizing the Palestinian people is very important, and when there is so much focus on dehumanizing the Palestinian people by propaganda and by lies, culture and music is important, and that's what we are trying to do. And what we are trying to do is to tell the world, no, this is what you are telling stories about us, this is not us. This is not who we are.
Can you give us a little bit of an insight of where you guys live?
Yeah, I live in Haifa, which is a Palestinian city occupied by Israel. It's now considered an Israeli city. It's right in front of Beirut. Actually, you can see Beirut from my parents' balcony, but like I can never reach it. Mahmood and Tamer, yeah.
Yeah, I'm from Lid. It's in the center of Palestine, occupied, now considered also as Israeli city. I mean, it's a very, you know, it's very hard to explain. Always on the news, when you hear about Palestine, you understand the West Bank, you understand Gaza, but there is no one talking about the Palestinian who are in the 48, which is us. And it's hard to explain it without the context of the 48 and what happened in the 48. But bringing, you know, a long story short, we were somehow was able to stay in our cities in a way. So we were 300,000, now we are 2 million. Scattered, some in Lid, some in Haifa, some in Akka, some in Yafa, which are very old Palestinian cities. We suffer from oppression, from being considered not as a second-class citizen, but a no-class citizen at all. We suffer from, you know, from demolishing our homes. If we build a home on our land, they demolish it. From our school system, from bringing drugs to our community, from crime,
That's a huge.
from oppressing everyone that speak about political issues. I mean, it's breaking, like they break you every day. They try to break you every day, and they try to scatter you every day. A lot of time they are successful. Because again, we are, you know, somehow became Palestinians minority living inside of Israel that also no one knows about, and no one, you know, have enough information about the Palestinian inside of Israel. So, for example, in Lid, I can take you to a few places that are exactly like refugee camps, that have no infrastructure, that have big poverty, that have crime, Arabs on Arabs killing each other. So yeah, that's our reality. This is where we came from, and this is what we also sing about.
Does it feel then much more amazing that you're here in the UK gathering together with artists from Palestine for a night of Palestinian music? Because that is a big, we're here and we're here to stay. To them.
It's a mixed feeling for me, honestly. It's a mixed. It's great to be here. It's sad that we have to be here to be able to do that, and we can't do that back home. Like for me, like the only place that I can meet other Palestinians from around the world, or like other Arab people from Arab countries, is outside. It's great to be here. It's a huge privilege. It's amazing to see you and to see all of the people, but at the same time, it feels. I don't even know how to put that exactly in words, but it feels like this is something that we can't have otherwise, you know. So yeah, it's sort of a love-hate relationship, honestly, for me personally, because it's sad and it hurts, and yeah, but at the same time, I'm aware that we are very privileged to be able to come here and to do that, and to perform here with amazing artists. Yeah, I don't know. Want to add something?
Yeah, it is amazing. It would be much more amazing if this interview was in Haifa and this live show were in Haifa or Yafa or any other Palestinian city. So yeah, I agree with Maysa that I meet Palestinians in Europe and in other places in the world and I don't meet them in my own hometown. So that's, you know, that's one of the tragedies, but, you know, we're also happy to meet fellow Palestinian artists and also to share stage with them. Sometimes we also meet our cousins in the US or in Canada or in random places, and we don't know that they are our cousins or related to our mother or related to our father, and then you meet them and you never met them, you don't know them. So that's, you know, that's the funny thing.
I mean, it is crazy. Imagine you bump into someone and then you find out it's your cousin.
I met someone in the US who is a cousin of my mother, and I didn't know about him. He didn't know about me. But yeah, he know my grandmother, I know his grandmother.
Very privileged. We love being here. We just wish we can
Yeah.
make something like this back home as well, or in the Middle East in general,
Of course.
and not
Yeah.
have to travel to UK.
الحرب لا تليق بي أنا رافضة القرع هذا الطبل أنا رافضة الصمت رافضة الرقص هذا اللحن أنا رافضة اللجم هذه الحرب لا تليق